Tom, the Prime Minister always said that this JobKeeper payment could not last forever. We know it was extended once to go for another 6 months, but from today, this $1,500 a fortnight flat rate for workers who are deemed to be eligible will in fact be pared back. So for full-time workers, they will drop back to $1,200, and for the first time, this split in the rate for people who work part-time, so that's less than 20 hours a week, they will now be only getting $750. Eligible businesses will have to prove that they still meet the threshold of the turnover test to ensure that they aren't getting money if they have in fact bounced back. Here was the Deputy Prime Minister this morning defending the need to taper back this support.
We need to get Australians back to work, and so many people tell me that these sorts of assistance payments are preventing people from getting off the couch and back to work. As far as JobSeeker is concerned, with JobKeeper, we need to open up our economy again. The best and first way we can do it is by lifting these border restrictions.
Labor and the unions had been calling for the government to reverse this cut in the rate of JobKeeper, but a concession from the Deputy Labor leader Richard Marles this morning that that's essentially not going to happen. Instead, he's argued that the government didn't do the right thing when it comes to transitioning down this payment.
And so rather than JobKeeper being transitioned out of as people go back to work, what we're seeing today is JobKeeper being scaled back when for a whole lot of people there is no prospect of getting work. If you're in the aviation sector, you're not about to go back to work.
Trudy, still some tension over borders. The Deputy PM pushing states to reopen as he extends airline subsidies until the end of the year.
Yeah, Tom, taxpayers will continue to foot the bill to make sure that Qantas and Virgin maintain these critical domestic routes until at least up until the end of January. There'll also be an extension for the regional airlines until the end of March. This was a subsidy that was put in place at the height of the pandemic in April, when the concern was these two major airlines could pull out completely if they didn't get government assistance. This support underwriting them in a sense. They do have to guarantee, though, that they aren't jacking up their prices for customers on the way through. But the Deputy Prime Minister and Transport Minister Michael McCormack says the federal government's done its part. The states need to step up too when it comes to the border closures.
We urge and encourage those borders to be eased, those restrictions to be lifted, because Australians want to travel. Jobs on the ground are only able to be provided by having planes in the air in the aviation sector. And we want to make sure that for many of those thousands of workers that they can get back to work in the aviation sector.
Now, the federal government would be buoyed by the fact we have seen some movement finally in the border wars in the last few weeks. But certainly, Tom, that plea from Michael McCormack likely to fall on deaf ears, particularly in Western Australia.